Hey guys, it's your boy Deeper. Welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's doing well. And today we are back with some more Arena Breakout Infinite Season 1 information content. So essentially what I try to do here is to pretty much teach you how to be in the best position when Season 1 comes around the corner. And we'll talk about all the trades, we'll talk about the best weapons to use, we'll talk about the best ammo, we'll talk about ammo prices, equipment, so on and so on. But before we proceed though, guys, if you do enjoy the content and you haven't already hit that sub button, please do, as it does help my little channel immensely. We'll be doing a big giveaway at 10k subs, and then also I'll be doing my first live stream at 10k subs as well, so they'll be much appreciated. On a side note, if you haven't already, please check out our Discord. We are now 1,200 members strong. Very good place. The most active Discord outside the global one. The global one's filled with toxicity anyway, so I don't know why people play on it. Regardless, come join us, say hello. We have very strict guidelines in place to make sure that people don't steal each other's loot. You know, we pick up the people's loot when they die, our friends, so on and so on. Anyways, without further ado, let's get stuck straight in the season. So first and foremost, I think we get the elephant out of the room, and that's trading. So in season 1, you will be getting some trades from Evita here for extra storage and also a keychain. Now, I do believe this is a seasonal thing, so it will only last you for this season. However, once you get it, you know, at least you expect it to make your money back. So the first one here at this point in time costs about 7.3 million. Now, one thing to note is they may turn this up or they may turn that up. I don't think they will turn it up. I think this is fairly pricey as it is. I mean, 7 mil is a decent amount of coin. So that's what I think. So how do you prepare? You know, assuming nothing changes when season 1 drops, the whole purpose of playtest is to test stuff and change things around, right? To make sure they tweak it, they balance it, they tune it. So, you know, if people are vocal, this is too much, and I think 7 million is a bit too much, depending how long the season gets drawn out. 3 months, if the season's 3 months for the extra storage, would you make it back 7.5 million based on the free slots? Remains to be seen. You can always go for the lower one. This one only costs 1.5 million, so add it, and then your storage should expand just like that. If you want to go for the big one, so you get 150 slots, which is here. If you go for the big one, then that one here is another 150 slots. So you do get 2 of them there for free, which is free. Or I mean, relatively free, in-game currency, but not real life money. So I think that's pretty cool. I'll probably get one, but not the other. I think it's kind of a waste. If you're like someone that carefully manages your inventory, this is not my inventory. This is the playtest inventory. Mine's a little bit different at the moment. And then the keychains here. So let's see what the keychain looks like. So the keychain 2x3, so it's nice. You do get extra 3 keys, which is good, and I think that's all you need. There is no need to have 3x5. I think this is a bit of an overkill. Don't kill me, just my personal opinion. That's what I think. So those are the trades. You can try and organize yourself from now. I've seen the prices have already started to skyrocket on some of the items as well. Good to see that this stupid knife is finally you can finally trade for it. So that's good, and I expect the price of it to go up, as it should. 3 to 4k, it's kind of ridiculous considering it's a boss item. The gold will go up in price. Well, I expect all of these things to go up in price as things stand, but you'll find them in game as you play, so there's no need to purchase them straight away. Wait up a bit. You don't need the extra storage straight away. You've managed fine without it. Just hold off for now. All the other trades more or less are about the same, so there's nothing really new to report there, so to speak. So that's that. Now, I think everything else aside from that is straightforward. These guys will still trade you pretty much the same stuff. Your thermals here, armor, so on and so on. Nothing's changed from what I've seen. So obviously they will add the new weapons that you can trade for.
I heard you're pretty tough.
Now let's discuss the new weapons. So obviously the most notable ones are going to be the TO3, because that right now shoots very cheap ammo, and you can kit this out to oblivion to make it a very good gun. Therefore, I would assume, I mean, the T5 ammo on this, right, it's almost as strong as an M62 in terms of penetration. So if you look at M62, for example, right, This has 53 pen, 71 base damage. The base damage won't be as high as this, but 53 pen versus 5.8. And this has 53 pen as well, except you can shoot a lot more accurate downrange than you can an M62. So that's huge. And the ammo here has already jumped up to like freaking 5.5k. So I expect similar to happen to the official version, because this is a very, very sweet weapon. You can kit it out very nicely. It's just a solid addition to the game. Because the T95, it's a good weapon, but it takes too much of your screen real estate. Whereas I feel this one just strikes that better balance, and you don't have to break the bank to make it. In the playtest will cost a lot, especially stock here will cost you a lot, but even without the stock, this is still a solid weapon. 85. The horizontal recoil kind of lets it down, but it is what it is. This will be a widely used weapon. I actually expect this weapon to dominate all the way up to Forbidden. I'm not saying it's the best weapon in the game, because the FAL still is the best weapon in the game because of the M61s. But this weapon will dominate, which is why I think you should invest in some 5.8 ammo if you plan on running either the T951 or the T03. So that's just a word of advice. Do prepare yourself, because the ammo will skyrocket. Now, the ammo I expect to also skyrocket for the Vector 45. Right now, we only have 3 or 4 types of ammo. So 0.45 only has, how many do we have? CFH. Sorry. Let me try that again. Is there any way I can make this smaller? No, you can't, because it's... unless I type in caliber, maybe? 0.45 caliber? There we go. So you have three variants there. One's leg matter, 58. Or is this the leg matter here? 54. No, you don't even have leg matter on this. Holy moly. So really, you have only one viable option. It has only 32 pen. And that ammo is going to absolutely skyrocket. Like, it will... Even now, if you look at the normal version, which I don't have the normal version here, but if you do look at a normal version of the game, this thing, yeah, it's just going to make the ammo go ballistic. Because right now, 1100 RPM, that's insane. Even though it has low firing power, you'll be melting armor up close. Melting all the way up, I think, to lockdown. This thing will dominate. Once you start hitting like T5, T6s face to face around corners, you will struggle. If you catch them in the open, you'll get them down very fast. But then again, if you catch anyone out in the open, you can drop them with any weapon. So kind of defeats the purpose, right? So yeah, as things stand, it's not a very expensive weapon, but I do expect it to go up. You can kit it at a bare minimum to get good results out of it. So you can make it usable. There is a budget like stock you can run, which is this one here, but it just changes the whole dynamic of the weapon. Anyway, so that's 2 of the ammos I expect to absolutely skyrocket. Another thing I expect to happen is for them to add ammo for the QC61. They need to add ammo for the QC61 right now. This thing only has white ammo, so 7.62, 7.62 X25. And this thing needs some purple ammo at the very least, and this will be a very good weapon. If you want to run leg meta with this, you can. So if we look at the ammo here, 7.62 times 2.5. So this one does 50, 58, 64 decent, and 55. So this will probably be your best go-to if you want to run leg meta. This weapon will perform. Let me show you why. So to get it kitted out, it won't cost you much, unless you go for like full crazy ass build, but you don't need to. You can get it to like minimal recoil, cheap silencer. It's just a cheap SMG, kind of like the MPF 45, only much better. But the problem with this is the ammo. So that is the only issue I see with this weapon. Look at that. 84 with 77. That's absolutely bonkers. If you want to start from scratch, it costs you like, dude, that's peanuts. Absolute peanuts. Like the silence is the most expensive thing on this. I hope they add the purple ammo. It will be awesome. But anyways, can't hope for too much. So those are the 2 main things I would say is the ammo. So in advance, if you think you're going to be running the Vector, try and stock up on the ammo now because the ammo will go up. Yeah, so looking back at these weapons here that they just added, so if we go quickly to gun mod, the HK is coming along, and this will also push the M855 prices up, and this will also be very effective with M895 because, sorry, M855 because this has the fire rate of a MPX, right? But much better range, much better recoil. You can really kit this out, and the AP. So if we look at APs for a second, AP 6.3. So the AP has 48 base damage, 30 penetration, and you'll melt pretty much anything in the game. Or you shoot him in the legs, or even eventually if you shoot him in the arms, the armor, it will erode it unless it's like tier 6, then you might struggle. But 48 with 30, that's the AP. And M855 does 51 with 34. So much better round, same fire rate. I expect this weapon to dominate. Your top tier weapon is still going to be the Scar. But for now, yep. Now, sorry, the Scar. I keep calling it the Scar. It's the FAL, right? Now, back to the FAL. Just quickly discuss it. This thing has been significantly nerfed. Significantly nerfed. The short barrel used to give you 44 accuracy, and then it would go up from there. Now, the short barrel. So let me just take this off first. The short barrel will give you 15 accuracy, which is kind of ridiculous. Ridiculous. So it's a very inaccurate weapon now. And you'll lose further accuracy depending on which attachments you choose to go with. So do keep that in mind. Is this weapon still going to be the meta for like indoor armory? I believe so. I believe so. I don't think this is going to change. As long as the ammo remains the same, which is the M61, which is what everyone ran this preview test anyway. Like if you run yourself MN95, so look at this, right? You search the ammo, it costs about 7.5 per bullet, or 995, 6k, and you'll be shooting at least 7 or 8 of this to get someone down, or you can 2-tap someone with this. Like it's a no-brainer. Same velocity or similar velocity, crazy penetration, 1 taps to the head, any armor, double tap to the chest. Thank you for coming, Bob's your uncle. So that in itself is very, very powerful. Now, in terms of the armor, the meta won't shift much. The meta will naturally shift once people have had this game for months and they've generated a lot of like income, therefore they can afford to run the better stuff. Then I think the armor meta will shift. For now, I think you can still get away with T4 in lockdown. And if you want to do Forbidden, you need to go T5 or above, obviously. But T4 will still get you away, at least for next month, I think. Until people start balling, then they'll start to pretty much run the better stuff. So nothing of note for armor. For armor. If you go to Randall here and you go to his armor, like it's still costs about the same. So the trades are the same. Trades haven't changed. My go-to is going to be for next season the SH40, that helmet there, and the Sentry 305 rig. And that's all you need. And as for main gun, I'll definitely be testing out different weapons. As long as this ammo here remains at this price point, I'll be starting out with the TO3. I think that will be a very, very, very viable weapon. However,
Yes, it will.
there's definitely different guns you can run. Sorry, I'm just recording, mate. So there's definitely different varieties of guns you can use. But yeah, so the MDR is another good one. I expect this to even more push out the M855s because so this here is a amalgamation of like the Scar and the M4. So it's in the middle. It sits a nice fire rate at 700 RPM. And it's just gonna be the all-purpose weapon. Doesn't need too much convincing. It's got high firing power even without an extended barrel. You can extend the barrel if you want to, but I think you'll be doing yourself a disservice. This is not a sniping weapon. You can use it as such if you want to. It's got 37 range. I mean, accuracy is 44. It's not bad, but my personal preference, normal barrel. Doesn't tank the accuracy much. Doesn't tank the effective range much. Doesn't really tank your ergonomics either. So look at that, 60 ergos as is. If you go and you put something like a silencer on it, take these things out because we don't need them. And let's see, that's all it needs. Like it's pretty straightforward. So how much does this cost? So to assemble from scratch, 237k. I think it's a bit pricier now because everyone is trying to run it. This is not worth 237k. It's just not. I'm telling you right now up front, it's not worth the money. It's not going to be that money. So I'll still pick the M16 over this. I'll still pick the Scar over this or the M4. If you were to spend 200k on an M4, it's going to surpass this anyway. So just my humble opinion. Take that as a pinch of salt, I suppose. This is going to become redundant because this is way too expensive. And the HK here just absolutely craps on it. So same fire rate. Look at that, right? So it's got more vertical control, but you can kit out the HK. You can even put a long barrel on it. Slightly less muzzle velocity. Whatever the case may be there. So what's the HK starting price? 319. So very, very inflated price at the moment. But you can absolutely kit this weapon out. So those are the main thing I would say for the next season. They've changed the missions slightly, but they're very straightforward. So now you have the seasonal missions, which is pretty cool, and they'll give you your tokens for the battle pass. Then you have normal missions, and then you have your weekly missions. Should you splurge out and purchase the battle pass? It is entirely up to you. If the battle pass remains the same, you do get a lot of like supplies, and you get like all these extra crates and tickets and whatnot. I don't know what the price on this is going to be yet, so I can't tell you whether it's worth buying or not. But so you get a VSS bundle there, and this is a big battle pass, man. Holy moly! Like you get a kitted out FAL there, which costs a couple 100k, and then you get some more tickets right at the end that you can use to the store in the store to purchase things. So if you go back here and you go to not event, where is store? Where is the oh, so there's name change there, but I think you can also buy this with in-game money as well. Where is? What do we get? Nothing. T5. Season store, here it is. So you can use your normal coins, but then also there is a spot where you can use those blue tickets. I've seen it earlier. I cannot find it now, but yeah, you can definitely use those tickets to buy stuff. Alrighty, that's it for this one, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. I hope you find that helpful and sort of helps you prepare to hit the ground running next season. It's gonna be exciting. So technically 2 new maps. Yes, I do expect Armory expansion to be a new map because we are still gonna have the Armory interior and the grain side of farm in an assault mode where you can still just go and PvP in a small area. And then we have the Armory expansion, we have the TV station, of course, and the new weapons. So it's gonna be awesome. Watch this space. I think it's gonna bring a lot of new people to the game, and I expect it to do really well. And I think they've done a fantastic job with the way how the lightning now looks. That like the game feels completely different. So I'm sure they'll continue to fine tune things as we go. But yeah, for now that's it. Dimper out, and yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Peace.